Prepare to uncover a secret that could dramatically transform your health, your culinary adventures, and even your grocery budget. For too long, one of the ocean's most potent superfoods has been misunderstood, mishandled, and tragically underestimated. You see, while countless people are trying to eat healthier, packing their diets with expensive supplements and trendy ingredients, they're unknowingly making shocking mistakes with a humble, affordable powerhouse, sardines. Imagine unlocking incredible benefits for your heart, your brain, and even your bones, packed into a tiny, convenient package, yet missing out on most of it because of a few common slip-ups. What if I told you that the very way you select, store, and even prepare these nutritional gems is silently sabotaging their immense potential, draining away their flavor, and sometimes even putting your health at risk? Get ready, because the truth about sardines is far more complex and captivating than you've ever realized. This isn't just about food, it's about maximizing every ounce of goodness you consume. Are you making these common errors? The clock is ticking on optimal nutrition, and you might be throwing away the best parts without even knowing it. The surprising truth about sardine bones, a calcium goldmine most people waste. One of the most widespread and costly mistakes people make with sardines begins before they even reach their plate, meticulously removing those tiny, seemingly insignificant bones. It's a habit born from experience with larger fish, where bones can indeed be sharp, bothersome, and even dangerous. However, sardines are an entirely different story. Their bones are not only completely edible, but also incredibly soft and safe to consume. The canning process acts as a culinary alchemist, pressure cooking these delicate skeletons until they become so tender that most individuals don't even perceive their presence. This isn't just about convenience, it's about a profound nutritional secret. Those minuscule bones are an astonishing reservoir of nutrition, standing out as one of the finest natural sources of calcium found in any seafood. Just a single serving of sardines consumed with its bones can provide over a third of your entire daily calcium requirement. This essential mineral is the bedrock of strong bones, healthy teeth, and properly functioning muscles, crucial for your vitality at any age. Furthermore, these bones are accompanied by naturally occurring vitamin D, which plays a pivotal role in enabling your body to absorb that vital calcium effectively. Together, calcium and vitamin D form an unbeatable duo for safeguarding and enhancing bone health, a benefit that becomes increasingly important as we age. When you discard these bones, you're not merely creating unnecessary extra work for yourself. You're actively forfeiting a wealth of nutrients your body desperately needs, all for a texture difference that is, for most, imperceptible. Indeed, the bones integrate so seamlessly with the fish that many regular sardine eaters genuinely cannot distinguish between the meat and the bone. While some brands do offer deboned sardines, these typically come at a higher price point and often appear fragmented or damaged due to the aggressive deboning process. This means you end up paying more for a product that offers diminished nutritional value and an inferior aesthetic. The solution, therefore, is wonderfully straightforward. Embrace the bones. They are unequivocally safe, remarkably nutritious, and virtually disappear into the overall texture once you begin eating. Consider them a hidden nutritional bonus, elevating sardines to the status of one of the most nutrient-dense and comprehensive foods you can effortlessly incorporate into your diet. The oil versus water dilemma. Why your choice in the grocery aisle matters more than you think. Another significant misstep, often made right at the grocery store, involves choosing sardines packed in water over those submerged in oil. At first glance, the water-packed option might appear to be the healthier choice, promising fewer calories and a lighter profile. However, this seemingly innocent decision has far-reaching consequences for both flavor and nutritional integrity. Sardines are naturally brimming with healthy fats, particularly the highly beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. These are the very fats renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties, their protective effects on cardiovascular health, and their crucial role in maintaining the fish's natural moisture. Furthermore, the oil in which sardines are packed actively enhances your body's ability to absorb and utilize these precious omega-3s. Conversely, water does little to preserve the inherent qualities of the fish. Sardines stored in water frequently emerge bland, dry, and can even develop an unappealing metallic taste over time. This is because water lacks the capacity to shield the fish's delicate natural oils from oxidation, a process that degrades both taste and nutritional value. Oil, on the other hand, acts as a powerful barrier, preserving the sardines' freshness and enhancing their flavor over an extended period. Many connoisseurs even argue that sardines packed in quality olive oil actually improve in taste the longer they are allowed to sit. While it's true that oil-packed sardines contain more calories, these are predominantly from healthy fats, the kind that genuinely benefit your body. This seemingly minor choice at the supermarket can profoundly impact your experience and the nutritional yield of your meal. For sardines that deliver exceptional taste and maximum nutritional punch, always bypass the water-packed tins and opt for those preserved in high-quality oil. The ticking clock? How quickly opened sardines lose their potency. It's a scenario almost everyone has encountered. An opened can of sardines left to sit for too long. While an unopened can boasts an impressive shelf life, often spanning years, the moment that lid is popped, a critical countdown begins. As soon as sardines are exposed to air, their quality starts a rapid decline. The beneficial oils within, particularly the precious omega-3 fatty acids, begin to oxidize. This not only dramatically alters the flavor, often for the worse, but also actively breaks down the very nutrients that draw most people to sardines in the first place. This means that with every passing hour, you're not only enjoying less flavor, but also receiving diminished nutritional benefits. The rate of spoilage varies depending on the packing liquid. Sardines in water degrade the fastest, typically within 24 hours. Those packed in oil offer a slightly longer window, lasting about 2 to 3 days when properly refrigerated. If they're in a more protective medium like tomato sauce, you might stretch their usability to 4 days. However, one golden rule remains constant and unbreakable. After a week, regardless of the packing medium, sardines are considered spoiled and unsafe for consumption. Another prevalent error is leaving leftovers in the original metal can. Once exposed to air, the metal can react with the fish, accelerating spoilage and imparting an unpleasant metallic tang. For this reason, food safety experts strongly advocate for immediately transferring any leftover sardines into a clean, airtight glass or plastic container. This simple step effectively minimizes air exposure, significantly slows nutrient degradation, and meticulously preserves their delicate flavor. While freezing can extend their life even further, it often comes at the cost of textural changes, making the fish softer. The optimal approach is to only open what you plan to consume within a couple of days, and to always, without exception, transfer any remaining sardines into a suitable airtight container. This mindful habit ensures your sardines remain safe, fresh, and bursting with the nutrition they promise. Beyond the date, mastering sardine storage for longevity and safety. Many consumers harbor the common misconception that all canned foods possess an indefinite shelf life. While sardines, when perfectly sealed and stored under ideal conditions, can indeed remain viable for years, they are far from impervious to improper care. Factors such as excessive heat, direct sunlight, and even ambient moisture are formidable enemies to their longevity and quality. Neglecting to protect your cans, leaving them exposed on a sunny kitchen windowsill, positioned too close to a heat-emitting stove, or tucked away in a damp, unventilated pantry, will inevitably accelerate the degradation process of both the can itself and the delicate fish within. Over time, the healthy oils in the sardines will oxidize, their flavors will turn sour, and their vital nutrients will steadily diminish. More alarmingly, a compromised or damaged can create an environment conducive to bacterial growth, rendering the sardines not only unpalatable, but potentially hazardous to your health. Furthermore, a nuance often overlooked is that not all sardines are created equal in their ability to endure long-term storage. Varieties packed in acidic mediums, such as tomato sauce or other flavorful liquids, tend to break down more rapidly than those preserved in oil. This crucial distinction dictates a wise rotation strategy. Prioritize consuming the more acidic varieties first, reserving your oil-packed tins for extended storage. Before opening any can, a thorough visual inspection is paramount. Any signs of bulging, rust, dents along the seams, or evidence of leakage are unequivocal red flags. In such instances, the prudent and safest course of action is to discard the can immediately without hesitation. Consider this perspective. Sardines represent one of the most accessible and affordable superfoods available. To compromise their quality or worse, risk your well-being due to oversight in storage is a regrettable waste. With just a modest amount of attention and proper care, you can ensure that every single can remains fresh, safe, and ready to deliver the full spectrum of nutritional benefits it was intended to provide. Unlocking culinary potential. Why eating sardines? Straight from the can is a missed opportunity. One of the undeniable virtues of sardines is their sheer convenience, simply cracking open a tin and enjoying them as is. However, relying solely on this straightforward approach means missing out on an expansive world of flavor, texture, and culinary versatility. This narrow perspective is often why many people grow tired of sardines prematurely. The truth is, these small fish are far more adaptable and exciting than most give them credit for. Instead of viewing them as a finished snack, consider them a potent ingredient, a blank canvas awaiting your creative touch. Imagine mashing them gently with a dollop of creamy Greek yogurt, a ripe avocado, or a drizzle of your finest olive oil to create a protein-rich spread that elevates simple bread or crackers. Picture them artfully arranged on crisp toast, adorned with vibrant toppings like briny capers, thinly sliced red onions, or juicy cherry tomatoes, transforming a mundane bite into a Mediterranean-inspired gourmet experience that takes mere minutes to assemble. Sardines also shine brilliantly in hot dishes. Stir them into a simmering pasta sauce during the final moments of cooking, infusing it with an extra layer of umami and a powerful dose of omega-3s. Incorporate them into a dynamic stir-fry just before serving, allowing their delicate structure to remain intact while significantly boosting the dish's protein content. Even the humble pizza can be elevated. Their savory, salty profile harmonizes beautifully with complementary flavors like olives, roasted peppers, and fresh aromatic herbs. And for breakfast, gently fold them into fluffy scrambled eggs or a savory omelette for an unparalleled, nutrient-packed start to your day. The advantages extend beyond mere taste. They encompass significant nutritional synergy. Pairing sardines with a diverse array of vegetables, wholesome grains, or healthy fats actually enhances your body's ability to absorb their inherent nutrients more effectively. For instance, consuming them alongside vitamin C-rich foods such as tomatoes or bell peppers optimizes iron absorption. So, while enjoying them directly from the can is perfectly acceptable on occasion, don't allow it to be your only experience. With just a touch of culinary imagination, sardines can evolve from a simple canned item into a secret ingredient that transforms countless dishes into something genuinely more exciting, more flavorful, and undeniably more nutritious. The untapped world of sardine flavors, why you haven't tasted them all. A common misconception among many is that all sardines are essentially identical. Once you've sampled one can, you've experienced them all. This notion, however, is a profound departure from reality. Much like the nuanced complexities found in fine wine, artisanal coffee, or gourmet cheeses, sardines exhibit a vast spectrum of flavors, textures, and overall quality. These variations are profoundly influenced by their geographical origin, the method of packing, and even the precise time of year they were harvested. Consider the distinct marine environments they inhabit. Atlantic sardines, for example, can boast a significantly different taste profile compared to their Mediterranean or Pacific counterparts. This divergence is a direct result of varying water temperatures, the specific diets of the fish, and the unique ecological conditions of their respective habitats. Sardines sourced from colder waters, such as those originating from Norway, frequently present a firmer texture and a notably cleaner, more delicate flavor. In contrast, sardines from warmer regions might be softer and possess a richer, more pronounced taste. Even the season of their capture plays a critical role. Fish caught in the spring might offer a lighter, fresher taste, while those harvested later in the year tend to be fattier and consequently more intensely flavorful. But the influences don't stop there. The liquid in which they are packed profoundly alters their taste experience. Whether suspended in olive oil, a vibrant tomato sauce, a zesty mustard, or simply water, each medium extracts and imparts different flavor notes. For instance, premium Spanish and Portuguese sardines, traditionally packed in exquisite olive oil, are renowned for developing deep, complex flavors that evolve beautifully over time. Some producers even employ smoking techniques, infusing their sardines with a distinct savory richness, while others incorporate spiced oils or sauces to deliver an additional layer of culinary excitement. Therefore, if your initial encounter with one particular can of sardines left you unimpressed, do not abandon them entirely. That specific type might simply not have resonated with your palate. Embarking on an exploration of different brands, geographical origins, and diverse packing styles can utterly revolutionize your perception of these remarkable fish. Sardines are unequivocally not a one-size-fits-all delicacy. Once you begin to experiment, you will discover an entire universe of tantalizing flavors, waiting patiently within those unassuming little tins. The art of pairing, why some flavors enhance sardines and others don't. Sardines are undeniably bold small fish. Their inherent richness, derived from their healthy oils and their distinct savory taste, make them a powerful, commanding ingredient on any plate. However, this very intensity means they demand the right companions to truly shine. One of the most common blunders is attempting to combine sardines with flavors that clash rather than create a harmonious balance. The fundamental secret to successful sardine pairing lies in contrast. Their natural richness is exquisitely highlighted when juxtaposed with bright, fresh, or tangy ingredients that expertly cut through and complement their inherent oiliness. Imagine the transformative power of a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a splash of vibrant vinegar, briny capers, juicy tomatoes, or crisp pickled vegetables. These sharp, acidic notes don't merely mask the sardine's flavor, they actually sharpen it, elevating the entire dish into a more balanced and exhilarating culinary experience. Fresh, aromatic herbs such as parsley, dill, or cilantro also contribute a clean, herbaceous counterpoint that beautifully lightens and freshens the overall profile. So, what should you steer clear of? Generally, avoid heavy, creamy sauces, overly buttery dishes, or exceedingly sweet pairings. The combination of cream and oily sardines often results in a sensation that is far too rich and cloying, overwhelming the palate and making the dish difficult to enjoy. Similarly, sweet glazes or fruit-based toppings frequently create an unpleasant dissonance, actively battling against the sardine's natural saltiness. Consider a classic example: sardines served on toast with a generous squeeze of lemon and a scattering of fresh herbs taste light, refreshing, and deeply satisfying. Now, picture those same sardines smothered in a heavy, rich cheese sauce. The compounded richness creates an almost unpalatable heaviness that detracts from the experience. While culinary experimentation is always encouraged, the guiding principle must always be balance. When you consciously select complementary flavors, sardines transcend their humble fish in a can origins, transforming into a sophisticated gourmet ingredient that feels remarkably fresh, vibrant, and utterly unforgettable. The costly rinse, why washing sardines, strips away more than just salt. This particular mistake might genuinely surprise you, yet it stands as one of the most detrimental actions you can take with sardines, rinsing them under running water before consumption. A common rationale behind this practice is the desire to reduce perceived saltiness, excessive fat, or that quintessential fishy aroma. However, in reality, rinsing away not only significant flavor, but also invaluable nutrients. The oil, sauce, or brine in which sardines are packed during the canning process is far more than mere filler. It's an integral component of their preservation and flavor development. Over time, a fascinating exchange occurs between the fish and its liquid medium. Flavors intermingle, and crucial nutrients, including a significant portion of omega-3 fatty acids and fat-soluble vitamins, gracefully leach into that surrounding liquid. When you subject them to a rinse, you are quite literally washing away these accumulated nutrients, along with the rich, complex flavors that have been diligently developing over months of storage. For sardines packed in oil, rinsing introduces an additional problem. Given that oil and water are immiscible, the fish often become unpleasantly slippery, prone to breaking apart, and considerably less appetizing. The same principle applies to sardines bathed in robust tomato or mustard sauces. Rinsing strips away the distinctive tang and richness that so perfectly balance the fish's natural savory notes. And regarding the concern about saltiness, while it's true that sardines can be high in sodium, rinsing does not effectively mitigate this. The salt is deeply absorbed into the fish's flesh during the canning process, not simply resting on the surface. A far more effective solution is to opt for low-sodium varieties when purchasing, or consciously reduce the salt content in other components of your meal. This approach ensures you retain both the exquisite flavor and the full nutritional benefits. Think of rinsing sardines as an act that undoes months of meticulous flavor and nutrient integration in a matter of seconds. Instead of flushing away this culinary gold, embrace the protective and flavorful oil, brine, or sauce. It is an indispensable part of what makes sardines such a uniquely special and nutritionally potent food. Reclaiming the ocean's delicacy, dispelling the myth of too fishy sardines. One of the most persistent barriers preventing people from enjoying sardines is the pervasive belief that they are inherently too fishy. However, this perspective fundamentally misunderstands the nature of these remarkable creatures. Sardines are fish, and they are meant to evoke the pristine taste of the sea. The actual challenge often lies not with the sardines themselves, but with how they are stored, prepared, or judiciously paired with other ingredients. Properly handled sardines should taste clean, deeply savory, and possess a subtly briny quality, akin to a refreshing ocean breeze. If your experience has been one of an overpowering or unpleasant fishy taste, it's highly probable that the sardines were either improperly stored, were past their optimal consumption date, or were simply not complemented by the right accompanying flavors. The true art lies not in masking their natural flavor, but in intelligently brightening and enhancing it. Acidic ingredients are your best allies here. A generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a vibrant splash of high-quality vinegar, or a spoonful of tangy tomato sauce can brilliantly cut through any perceived heaviness, rendering the flavor lively and inviting. Similarly, fresh aromatic herbs like parsley, cilantro, or dill introduce a burst of verdant freshness that harmonizes beautifully with and balances the sardines' inherent richness. The quality of the product also plays an enormous role. Sardines packed in premium olive oil or a well-crafted tomato sauce frequently taste far cleaner and less overwhelming than their cheaper, often poorly processed counterparts. And here's an intriguing insight. Your palate can adapt and evolve. If you're not accustomed to eating fish regularly, the initial taste of sardines might indeed seem robust. However, with consistent exposure, you'll gradually begin to discern their subtle sweetness, their intricate depth of flavor, and their unique character. Rather than dismissing sardines as simply too fishy, commit to experimenting with diverse pairings. Integrate them into a fresh, vibrant salad. Adorn them with a generous spritz of citrus, or serve them alongside crisp, crunchy vegetables. You will be astonished at how quickly that once feared fishy flavor transforms into something you eagerly anticipate and genuinely savor. The golden secret: why draining the precious sardine oil is your biggest culinary blunder. Without a doubt, the most profound and wasteful mistake countless people make with sardines is carelessly draining away the precious oil and allowing it to vanish down the sink. This lustrous golden liquid is anything but waste. It is, in fact, where an extraordinary concentration of the sardine's finest flavor and most vital nutrition secretly resides. The reason for this lies in the intricate process that unfolds once sardines are packed in oil. A slow, continuous exchange takes place over the months of storage. The fish delicately release some of their natural, flavorful juices into the surrounding oil, while simultaneously, the rich oil gently permeates back into the fish itself. This prolonged interaction transforms that oil into a veritable treasure trove, becoming incredibly rich in highly beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, crucial fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, and an intensely deep, savory flavor profile. In essence, it transmutes into liquid nutrition. To discard this oil is not merely to lose a few calories, it is to actively jettison valuable nutrients that are instrumental in safeguarding your heart, nourishing your brain, and bolstering your immune system. From a culinary perspective, you're also throwing away a complementary, flavor-boosting ingredient that professional chefs would enthusiastically welcome into their kitchens. Important considerations: who should exercise caution with sardines? While sardines stand as one of the most incredibly healthy foods you can incorporate into your diet, it's important to acknowledge that, like any potent food, they might not be suitable for everyone in all circumstances. Certain groups of individuals should approach their consumption with a greater degree of caution and mindfulness. Firstly, individuals managing high blood pressure or those with a known salt sensitivity need to be particularly aware. The vast majority of commercially canned sardines are preserved in brine, oil, or sauces that contain a notable amount of sodium. Excessive salt intake is a well-established factor in elevating blood pressure, making it crucial for these individuals to seek out explicitly labeled low-sodium varieties or carefully monitor their overall sodium intake when consuming sardines. Secondly, people who suffer from gout or have elevated uric acid levels should exercise moderation. Sardines are naturally rich in purines, compounds that the body metabolizes into uric acid. For sensitive individuals, an abundance of purines can trigger painful gout flare-ups. In these cases, enjoying sardines as an occasional treat rather than a regular staple is the wisest approach. Thirdly, anyone with a predisposition to kidney stones, particularly uric acid stones, should also proceed with caution. The purine content in sardines may potentially increase the risk of forming such stones. It is highly advisable for individuals in this category to consult with their healthcare provider before making sardines a regular part of their diet. Finally, while the good news for pregnant women is that sardines are exceptionally low in mercury, contrasting sharply with larger predatory fish like tuna or swordfish, they should still be mindful. Due to their typical canning in oil or brine, it's prudent to keep an eye on both sodium and calorie intake if sardines are a frequent component of their diet. For the vast majority of healthy individuals, sardines remain a phenomenal and highly beneficial food to enjoy regularly. However, if you identify with any of the aforementioned groups, embracing moderation and, when appropriate, seeking medical advice represents the safest and most responsible path to incorporating them into your nutritional plan. The unlocked potential, maximizing your sardine experience. In conclusion, it's clear that sardines are profoundly underrated superfoods, a true nutritional gift from the sea. However, their incredible potential can only be fully realized when they are treated with the knowledge and respect they deserve. From the initial moment you select the right can, through their careful storage, intelligent culinary pairing, and proper preparation, even seemingly minor mistakes can spell the difference between a bland, wasted meal and a powerful, invigorating boost of nutrition for your entire body. Do not allow simple oversight to prevent you from harnessing everything that sardines generously offer. They are packed with essential protein, heart-healthy omega-3s, bone-strengthening calcium, and a vital array of vitamins, all working in harmony to support your cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and skeletal integrity. What's more, they achieve all of this while remaining one of the most remarkably budget-friendly and accessible foods you can purchase. Now, armed with this comprehensive understanding, you possess the keys to unlock their full potential and skillfully navigate the common pitfalls that trip up most people. We trust this deep dive has been enlightening and empowering.